What's going on, guys? Captain Flowers here. Welcome to a very special shoutcast. This one is one that a few friends of mine, you're actually seeing them on your screen right now, have asked me to come cast for them. This is them, Spooky Midnight, the team in the blue, playing in an EVG Stack Your Team tournament match against their opponents, Panga Empire, over here in the red. Now, once again, Spooky Midnight, some friends of mine, they're a lot of cool guys. I've seen them play before. They work well as a team. It's going to be fun to watch. Panga Empire, I have never seen these guys play before. I don't know anything about them, so apologies to Panga if you end up watching this video and I'm not able to actually look into any sort of background for you guys, because quite frankly, I do not know it. Spooky going to be invading very nice and early here. Looking to set up shop at level 1, make something happen, really flex those muscles, and show their opponents that they're the ones in charge. Nobody from Panga is going to be caught out. Nobody from Spooky is going to be able to find any sort of success here in the enemy jungle, but one thing they will be able to find is some information. They're going to drop some wards down. They're going to see pings coming out now from the side of Panga, looking to make sure that Spooky's not still in their jungle, looking to make sure they are still in control as things start off, and that's just going to be a very standard start. Nobody doing anything too crazy, but one thing that is going to go the favor of Spooky Midnight is the fact that if you're looking at the way these teams are positioning here early on, we're going to see Jetrix starting up here on the top side. Meanwhile, the jungler over on the side of Panga Empire, Golden Rift, he's going to be starting bottom. And the problem with your jungler starting bottom is the fact that your bot lane's not able to take that camp at level 1. We're going to see Spooky Midnight have an EXP advantage coming into lane, and we're going to have to see if they're able to use it. Now, one thing I don't know about Panga Empire is what ranks in solo queue the players are. Looking at Spooky Midnight, though, they are an all-diamond team, except for Jetrix. He's only Platinum 1. I got to give him a little bit of flack for that, but of course, he'll be back in Diamond soon enough. So, Spooky Midnight, not to be underestimated. Panga Empire, once again, not exactly knowing what they're made of, but hopefully they're able to stand toe-to-toe with their opponents and show us a really good game here. Intercourse and Collateral find their way into the lane, not too hurt. Going to do a good job of healing themselves up using the power of that Relic Shield. Going to make it so that they're able to sustain away most of the little bit of damage that they did take from the golems. And now Caps and Emperor Panga going to have to be careful. Level 2 already obtained by Collateral and Intercourse. Collateral, can he find that dredge line? Won't be looking for it now. Need more Caps, just backs himself away. Now, overall, taking a look at the team comps, never mind, we're going to be breaking right into the action. Need more Caps, going to be bound up as now Emperor Panga takes a lot of damage off the back end of that as well. Collateral damage, not going to be able to do a whole lot there. Collateral damage, I'm calling it, but Collateral's just the name. These guys doing work. Need more Caps and Emperor Panga, got to be careful. That's the advantage. That's the reason why the junglers start in the top half of the map, because when your bot lane is able to hit that level 2, when they're able to utilize the power spike, when they're able to bully their opponents around level 2 compared to level 1, it really does go a long way. Here in the mid lane, we might be seeing the 1v1 between Bubbles and Paste Adrenaline. Paste going to have to be careful. Down to about half HP means Zed might look for the trigger to pull if he's able to find the angle he needs. Emperor Panga and Need More Caps once again on their back foot here in the bottom side of the map. This is Cap's chance to catch up in some of that farm, but Intercourse is not allowing him to do it very effectively. Here in the mid lane, Bubbles going to just be doing whatever he can to find, whatever she can, I should say. I do know for a fact that Bubbles 188 actually is a girl, so I'm going to have to adapt my casting a little bit for that one. Collateral and Intercourse, though, these guys will not take their foot off the gas pedal here in the bottom lane. Somebody's going to have to help out, whether it's rotation from mid, whether it's a gank from the jungler, Golden Rift, or Paste Adrenaline is going to have to show up here in the bottom lane eventually, because Caps and Panga are not having a very good time. Now, looking across the board at what these two teams are bringing to the table in terms of just their compositions, in terms of the champions they've picked, we're seeing Lulu versus Kennen in the top side, and that's an interesting matchup that could get more interesting as the gank comes through. Jetrix going to chuck that spear way out into left field, won't land that one. Glitterlance doesn't connect either. Brando able to get himself away for the time being, turns around for a split second, flashing over the wall, trying to stay alive. The red buff still ticking. Will he go down? Not until that spear connects. Jetrix finds himself first blood. The Kennen not where he needs to be, gets himself picked off. He's almost able to find the escape, but some nice spear accuracy from Jetrix means Spooky Midnight's going to find themselves ahead nice and early. 4 minutes into the game, Spooky's up about 600 gold off the back of that one. Collateral looking to maybe force a fight here in the bot lane once more. Won't go too much deeper onto that one. Intercourse and Collateral now hitting level 4. Now looking for even more violence. They don't even care that it's Braum. The Riptide comes down. There comes the lock. A nice sidestep on that Boomerang Blade. But Intercourse and Collateral, once again, looking for more. They will not stop. They've always got to play that aggro, and that's the difference between really, really knowing what you're able to do on a champion and just playing passively. Intercourse and Collateral know what they're able to do. They know their synergy. They know their champions. They know they can pressure this, and they're just not afraid. And wisely so. They're bullying these guys around 33 to 23 CS this early. We're actually seeing CS advantages coming out across the board for Spooky Midnight, except in the jungle. The jungle, we're actually seeing Golden Rift farm up a little bit better than what Jetrix is able to do, but considering Jetrix found first blood in the top lane, I wouldn't say that's too big of a problem. Now, both these top laners are going to have the ability to get themselves into the fight and be useful no matter what happens. And the reason I'm saying that in particular is because of the fact that sometimes we see these carry-style top lanes that are only useful if they have a lot of money on them. Things like Fiora, for example, are not going to be too useful if they fall far behind. Kennen and Lulu, though, both have the ability to contribute to the team fight using the power of their ultimates, and in Lulu's case, pretty much every part of her kit. She was originally designed as a support, so she brings a lot to the table in utility alone, numbers completely disregarded, and of course, Kennen's ability to run into a fight with the ultimate can completely be a game changer. So neither one of these two, unless they just fall completely, massively, utterly behind, is going to be a non-factor just because of the way that the characters are designed. Now in the jungle, the opposite story is being told. Nidalee and Nocturne, both of these are 100% carry-style junglers. You don't pick these to just sort of allow somebody else on your team to win the game for you. These are champions that win the game on their own, and they require being ahead to effectively do that. If Nidalee and Nocturne hit the mid-game and they don't have much kills, they don't have much farm, there's just not a lot going their way, they find themselves quickly outclassed by other champions, and they aren't able to keep up. They aren't able to contribute the same way a lot of other characters would be able to contribute. And of course, might be in some trouble. Collateral's not able to find a dredge line onto the target. Instead, he only gets the terrain. Panga and Caps looking to take this one even further. Here comes Golden Rift. He's able to find the ultimate onto Intercourse, who flashes himself away. Collateral might be in trouble. Golden Rift going deep under the turret, not able to find the kill. Forced to flash back. Collateral's got the stun. There comes Boomerang Blade. Collateral's about to fall. Need more. Caps dashes in. He's got both kills. The double shot coming down from Lucian's able to pick up two, and that could not have gone better for Panga Empire. Look at the health bars on these two as they walk away. Golden Rift goes under the turret. Despite the fact that Intercourse flashes away from the initial paranoia attack, Intercourse is still so low that Golden Rift decides he wants to go deep for it, and he misses it by just a single auto attack, as Jetrix up here on the top side might be looking for the dive onto Kennen, but that's a Kennen with ultimate. If you go to dive him, you gotta be ready for what's gonna come down. Jetrix drops, Instep trying to defend himself under the turret. Brando with the wonderful reversal. Jetrix, you gotta respect what Kennen's able to do, and not respecting it now puts Spooky Midnight down 1-3. 10.6 to 10.6 thousand gold. Everything's all tied up, despite the fact that Panga Empire has managed to find themselves some nice kills, some nice turnarounds on these plays. They're still not where they need to be in terms of farm. And this game's really a great example of highlighting just how important the farm is. Bubbles looking to go deep, able to find the Shadow Teleport into the Ignite, into the auto attack, and that's going to be all she wrote for Paced Adrenaline. As Brando looks to square off against Instep here in the top lane once more. Thunderlord's going to put some nice poke, but the shield absorbs everything. Farm across the board, 20 going in favor of Intercourse bottom side, 25 for Bubbles here in the mid lane, and 15 for Instep top side. Panga Empire has to stop passively falling behind, otherwise these plays that they're actively making, the ones that are finding them the kills, the ones that are grabbing them those outplays, those aren't going to mean anything. All they're going to mean is the game stays even. That's not going to be Panga actually finding any sort of advantage. And now Bubbles and Jetrix will clear away that blue buff. We're not going to see Golden Rift go too deep onto that one. One thing we are going to see here in this game is Golden Rift is going for Warrior Nocturne. Now, Warrior or Devourer are generally the two paths of accepted builds for Nocturne. Sometimes you see him go Cinder Hulk, but it's a lot more rare. Panga, Intercourse, everybody getting into a fight here in the bottom side. They're able to find that CC on to Need More Caps. Glacial Fissure comes down immediately. How much further is Panga Empire able to take this one? Emperor Panga himself gets very, very low. Boomerang Blade comes down. Need More Caps. Got to be careful. He drops the culling, and Intercourse is in trouble. There comes the damage. Almost able to take him down, but not quite. The Winter's Bite will not connect onto Collateral, and despite the fact that Collateral and Intercourse look like they're able to take the early part of that trade, it gets turned around by Panga Empire, who are proving they are no slouches. Bubbles trying to go deep onto Paced Adrenaline, won't quite be able to do it. Spear comes down as well. Jetrix shows up a little bit too late, won't grab anything off the back end of that one. Now 71 to 43 is a very impressive farm score for the Zed. Zed naturally a champion that's just adept at farming, and Ahri is not having a fun time here in the mid lane until Golden Rift shows up. Bubbles with the flash away, keeping herself alive. Golden Rift won't go any deeper for that one, but that's going to be Bubbles' flash. That's going to be a little bit more fear instilled into him to go with the thematic element of Nocturne, I suppose. He's going to have to be more careful. Because if Zed goes too deep now, there's always the potential that Golden Rift could come back. Of course, Paranoia itself has a very long cooldown, about 2 minutes, but Golden Rift can always gank without it. Without the flash, if Zed goes in with the shadows for trading, he's not going to have a fun time. Need More Caps, looking to maybe fight Jetrix. Jetrix, Spear of the Wall, will not connect in retaliation. Spooky Midnight now up almost 1,000 gold thanks to that farm game being played. Still no objectives to talk of here 10 minutes into the match. Despite the fact that the kills have gone off, there's no turrets, there's no dragons to follow it up. Both teams more concerned with this micro level of play, this individual laning, this individual farming, this individual oriented play style that doesn't actually lend itself towards turrets or towards dragons being taken. Jetrix looking to farm up some more, looking to find more pressure in this game. 1-0-1 on the Nocturne, 1-1-0 on the Nidalee. Again, both these junglers, if one's able to get ahead and the other is not, it's going to be this huge power discrepancy just because of the fact that they're both carries. Both mid laners, both assassins, they're both going to be these huge damage threats provided they don't fall too far behind. But the problem is, Bubbles, 1-0, 86 CS, need more Caps, going to eat that spear. Jetrix looking to make the gank happen, won't quite be able to do so, but he will find Caps as flash for his troubles. Instep's going to clear out that ward here in the top lane, Tribrush, making sure he zones some of that information away from his opponent, as now Collateral, Jetrix, and Intercourse might be looking for the 3v2 dive under the turret. Collateral's very tanky, they're going to be able to make this one happen. Oh, red team, you got to be careful on this one. The Panga Empire's about to fall. Bubbles is here as well, might be a 4-man dive. TP coming in from Brando. Kinnan is not a champion you want to turret dive. Spooky Midnight already learned that one the hard way. And so with Golden Rift here as well, Panga Empire is going to hold Spooky at bay, at least for the time being. Collateral still looking to fight. Here comes that Glacial Fissure. The spear over the wall won't be able to connect on the need more Caps. Emperor Panga taking low. Bubbles the first one to fall. Panga's going to follow him right down into the abyss. Panga, everybody trying to fight all over the place to keep this turret alive. In steps here as well. Wild Growth onto Collateral. Paste Adrenaline, the next one to fall. 2 for 1 going the way of Spooky Midnight as Collateral looks for more into the backdrop. Need more Caps, trying to run himself away, and it looks like he'll succeed in doing so. Instep and Intercourse take down the turret and find themselves an objective 11.5 minutes into this game. Now that fight was something that was originally a 3 versus 2 posturing on the turret. 3 people threatening to dive onto 2 people. We see the teleport come in from Brando, and the teleport puts enough hesitation in Spooky Midnight, and wisely so, that they back off long enough that then Golden Rift is able to rotate down. At the same time, Bubbles is able to rotate over. We've now evolved a 3v2 into a 4v4, and then once the fight actually breaks out, we see Paste Adrenaline rotate down, and we see Instep teleport in. So what was a 3v2 becomes a 5v5, and Spooky Midnight is able to take the 2 for 1. They're able to take the dragon off the back of it. Now they're up over 2,000 gold, and they are sitting pretty in the driver's seat. Instep just going to shove up this top lane. Brando gets himself away, won't be interrupted on that back, but Instep now up 30 CS, mid lane up 40, bottom lane up 25. Panga Empire has got to stop falling so far behind in CS. That's where this entire gold lead is coming from. 2,500 gold from last hitting minions. Spooky Midnight showing that they're able to play that passive part of the game so very well. That part of the game that's not flashy. That part of the game that's not exciting. That part of the game that could completely go unnoticed if it wasn't for those counters there at the bottom of our screen showing us exactly what's happening. Bubbles looking for the kill. On to Paste Adrenaline. Ignite is down. Deathmark is there, and Thunderlord says goodbye, Paste. Bubbles able to find that 1v1 outplay. 2-1-2 onto this Zed. Ghostblade completed. What a powerhouse. Golden Rift trying to fight here in the mid lane, keeping these guys away. Won't quite be able to do it. Drops the fear onto Collateral, so at least Collateral's not able to turn around and lock him down for the rest of Spooky to kill. But now Spooky might be looking for turret number 2. Collateral wants to threaten onto these guys. Notice the aggressive posturing. Notice the fact that he's not afraid of standing in between the enemy turrets because he knows that Paste Adrenaline's dead. Even if Panga Empire wants to force this fight, they're in a 4v5, and it's not a fight they want to force going on to Nautilus of all people to start things off. Intercourse is going to bounce those blades around, but now he's got to be careful. Here comes the knock-up in the air. Golden Rift onto Intercourse, able to knock him down. Immediately, Spear comes in. Jetrix not able to hit that one. That's going to be a tragedy. Collateral now being pursued. Culling comes down. Jetrix trying to body block. Cap's not able to find the kill. Jetrix, if he could have found that Spear, he could have found Golden Rift, but instead all he finds is disappointment. He's got to walk away. No kill there as Paste Adrenaline shows up to make sure Golden Rift is able to get himself out safely. 5-5 game, all tied up in terms of kills. Still going Spooky's way in terms of the gold. Spooky keeps making some good plays, but at the same time, a little bit of aggressive positioning. Aggressive positioning coming out from Intercourse means he almost gets caught out. He does get caught out, I should say, and the rest of the team is able to salvage the situation and get themselves away. But Intercourse going to have to be careful, putting himself that far forward into the enemy's line of sight. Now Spooky's up almost 3,000 gold. The lead just never stops growing. 40 CS advantage here in the top lane. Rod of Ages completed on Lulu. Kennan's got the Abyssal, and Paste Adrenaline in trouble once more. Bubbles looking for the kill, able to find the Death Mark, able to find not quite the kill. That time Thunderlords will not proc, and the Death Mark does not live up to its name. Paste going to walk out of that one with about 150 health. Jetrix looking to fight on to need more Caps. Won't quite be able to find a spear yet again. That's the thing with Nidalee. The damage is not there unless the spears connect. Now Jetrix and Collateral both once again setting up shop here in the enemy jungle, looking to see what they can do, clearing that wards away, clearing away that information, that vision, making it so their opponents have to guess when they walk into their own jungle. And it looks like we're going to see a pause. Let me take a look and see exactly what's happening with that one. It looks like Kennan's actually DC'd. Hopefully that's a problem that won't actually stick around too long. Always hate to see pauses, always hate to see delay of game like this. Let's see exactly how long these guys have. Trying to figure out, I don't know the rules of this tournament. Once again, this is not something that I regularly cast. This is not something that I'm actually affiliated with. So I'm not sure exactly the way they go about doing things. It looks like we're going to see a potential 15-minute wait time. If that's 15 minutes, I'm sorry to break y'all's heart, but I have no idea how I'm going to fill 15 minutes worth of time in just sort of BSing, trying to make stuff up about where this game could go from here. But I will be able to at least make up some time BSing and figuring out where the game can go from here. Game's tied up 5-5. 15 minutes in, Spooky Midnight, 3,500 gold lead. Things are looking good for them. They've got the objective game. They've got 2 turrets compared to 0. They've got 1 dragon compared to 0. But they've got to make sure they stop making these slight mistakes. Now, of course, they've been finding good plays. Otherwise, they wouldn't be tied up 5-5. They wouldn't have the objective advantage. But the problem is, just like we saw in mid lane, intercourse too far up means that the enemy team's able to collapse. When you've got Nocturne and Ahri both on the enemy team, they can both take you out if your positioning's not where it needs to be. So Intercourse is going to have to be careful to keep himself safe. He's got the Lulu, so once the team fights break out, it's not going to be that big of a deal because of the fact he's able to rely on wild growth and the shields to help keep him alive. He's also got the heal from Jetrix, plenty of peel coming down from Collateral as well. So there's a lot of tools to keep the guy safe, but the problem is that last time in mid lane, once he's caught out, Lulu's top lane. There's not exactly any way for him to survive there. So he's got to be careful. Got to make sure he's not committing those tiny sins of being just a couple footsteps too far forward, because when he is, Golden Rift is able to punish him, utilize that paranoia, and find the kill. Now, the other thing that we got to respect about this game, the other thing that we got to realize, is the fact that even though Brando's behind in terms of farm, he's still Kinnan. It's just like what I talked about earlier. Even if Kinnan finds himself falling behind a little bit, he's still got the ability to press R. Unless you somehow take the R button off of Kinnan's keyboard, he's always going to be useful because he can create that huge zone of threat in the middle of a team fight that makes it so the enemy's not able to fight effectively on top of it for however many seconds the ability lasts. Now, we saw how that worked well in the top lane. It wasn't respected initially. Jetrix and Instep try to dive. Jetrix dies, Instep almost dies, and we see the Kinnan walk away. And then bot lane, the teleport onto the turret actually scares them away because they know that's going to happen again. So the Kinnan's going to have a massive role in this fight, seeing what he's able to do, if he's able to stop these guys from going in and doing anything. Even though Jetrix spears do a lot of damage, in order for Nidalee to properly follow that up and do all the damage she's capable of unloading, she has to go in. So if Nidalee and Zed go in on top of this Lucian, on top of this Ahri, Brando's going to be able to use the Kinnan ult defensively, potentially, to stop that dive. Or, if they find the ability to collapse onto Spooky Midnight, they can use it offensively as well. A very versatile tool. Golden Rift going to walk into both Jetrix and Collateral here. He's got allies over the wall. This might be a 3v2 that's not going to go the way of Spooky. Collateral's in some trouble. Here comes the fear. Everybody from Panga Empire looking to collapse onto him, and that is going to be one dead Big Daddy. Now Emperor Panga, Paste, and Golden all looking to continue this fight. Intercourse wants to run himself away. Golden Rift has no paranoia available. Golden trying to flash, use that smite, but won't land it thanks to the spell shield. Intercourse with some quick fingers on that one, gets himself away. Now trying to kite Golden Rift, but the fear tether has been applied. Intercourse still walks away from it, but here comes that Dustbringer. Golden Rift in hot pursuit. Jetrix from behind. Winter's Bite is down. A good block coming out from Emperor Panga. Keeps Golden Rift alive. Another Dustbringer and another spell shield. Instep's got the rotation, and the Panga Empire has chased way too far. Flash away from the Emperor himself. Jetrix and Instep still in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Bubbles on the top side looking to make the kill onto Brando. Tries to dash himself away. There comes that Kinnan ultimate. Is he able to finish him off? Yes, he is. Brando makes the 1-for-1 happen. Bubbles going a little bit too deep. Again, underestimating the power of this Kinnan and paying the price. 6-7 now, our overall score. 26.4 thousand gold to 22.3 thousand gold. Despite the fact that it looks like we're seeing more plays be made by the Panga Empire, Spooky Midnight, once again, the farm advantage alone is continuing to pile up so hard that their gold advantage just will not stop growing. Here in the mid lane, we're seeing a 70 CS lead for Bubbles at the 16-minute mark. Over doubling the farm of her opponent. Paste Adrenaline very, very, very low in terms of farm. 62 at 16.5 minutes, not where you want to be. Bottom lane's getting a little bit closer, but still 20 edge for Intercourse. Collateral now trying to go on to Golden Rift. Going to have to be careful to not find himself out of position once more. Here comes the charm. Here comes the damage. Paste Adrenaline and Golden Rift going to be able to take him down. He tries to stick around and maybe steal the Gromp away, but won't even be able to find that one. Collateral now 0-3, just not finding the success he's looking for. And now 8-6, but still Panga Empire so far behind on the farm game alone. They've got to catch up. They've got to make a big play. The thing is, they're making good plays, but the plays they're making are just these small advantages. Because every time they're picking these guys off, look at the objective count. Direct your eyes to the top of your screen, dear viewer, and notice that the number next to the turrets and the dragons for Panga Empire is 0 and 0. That means that as these guys are able to find these kills, they're not getting anything more after the fact. Pace of Drilling going to be dove onto by Bubbles 188. Here comes the exhaust. Bubbles still has the kill despite it as Golden Rift looking to follow up. There's that 1-for-1 at the end of the day. And Jetrix and Intercourse trying to get themselves away now. Dustbringer is down. Panga Empire going to back away from this one. Emperor Panga himself just playing defensively, keeping his teammates alive. Intercourse going to throw that boomerang blade out, and it's going to be Spooky Midnight looking for the T2 turret here in the mid lane. This is going to be turret number 4 if they're actually able to take it. Instep offering some poke onto Emperor Panga, and here comes Collateral. This is the dive machine. Should dive be the call? Emperor Panga taking a whole lot of damage. He and Golden Rift won't be able to stick around too much longer with all that coming down. Golden trying to fight onto Intercourse. Here comes that Sivir ultimate, getting himself away to safety. They will walk away. No mana left on Sivir. Very low health. And Spooky gets themselves out of dodge. Alright, so now we're seeing a little bit of a situation that's starting to become more and more of a problem here for Panga Empire. Because I've been talking about this the entire time. I've been commenting on it left, right, and center. I've been constantly mentioning the farm advantage for Spooky Midnight and how it constantly builds and builds and builds, and it's just snowballing out of control. And the thing is, originally it was snowballing out of control at 1,500 gold. Then it was 2K, 2.5, 3, 3.5. I could go on ad eternum about this. But the problem is, now we're starting to see it get close to about 5,000 gold, and that's where the difference starts to become real. That's where the difference starts to become big enough that should a fight break out in open ground, or even slightly favoring the Panga Empire, Spooky will be able to turn things around in their own favor just because of their gold advantage. And Panga's got to be ready for that. Panga's got to be expecting that. When Panga takes these fights, they've got to realize how far behind they are and make sure that when they're picking a fight, they're picking one that's so good they can make up for a 5,000 gold deficit. Now, Hourglass already completed on Paced Adrenaline. I shouldn't say already, it's not a terribly early Hourglass. Once again, his economy very, very hurt this game. But now that he's got it, Bubbles' kill potential goes from pretty much a guaranteed thing to very, very nigh impossible to actually complete, provided the Hourglass active is activated at the correct time. So Paced Adrenaline is now kind of off the board for Bubbles' random pickoff potential. He's going to be looking for other targets. She's going to be looking for other targets. I keep messing that one up. 2-0 and 3 on the Lucian. Need More Caps is going to be the target for Bubbles' assassination, but for now she's just sticking around in the top lane, continuing to split push, continuing to make somebody answer, and continuing to build that farm lead. Still the most farm in the game, 163, doing what she needs to do to continue to be that massive economy threat, as now she's going to find another turret that's going to be 4-0, going the way of Spooky Midnight. Golden Rift and Paced Adrenaline so incredibly low from the poke they're taking from Spooky, they're not able to defend the tier 2 turret middle either. Notice the fact that Spooky Midnight, despite the fact that they killed no one, health bar is still plenty good over on the side of Panga Empire. Nobody's dead, no gray screens, no timers ticking down, no nothing. But Spooky Midnight's able to find 2 different turrets, and this is the difference between the play styles of the two teams. Spooky Midnight is playing a very objective-oriented game right now. They're sending Bubbles into the top lane, making a split push happen. They're keeping everybody mid, poking their opponents down. It's not resulting in kills. It's straight up not. They're down 7-9. Now Golden Rift looking to dive onto Bubbles. 188. Jetrix is here. Brando off to the side. Golden Rift wants to make this one happen, but here comes Deathmark. Golden taking a whole lot of damage. Bubbles drop low as well. They're able to find the shutdown onto both the enemy jungler and that Zed. Now that's 1-for-1. Jetrix trying to get himself away. Got to be careful on this one. Need More Caps. Panga, Brando, everybody's here, but the Cannon ultimate has already been used. Instep trying to provide the peel. Brando wants to go even harder onto this one, as now we're seeing the rest of Spooky work their way up here. Intercourse is bottom, looking for the split push once more. Need More Caps, face-to-face with Instep, trying to find the damage. Wild Growth already dropped down. Collateral in the middle of everyone. Jetrix needs to chuck some spears into this fight, make it happen. He's able to find it onto Need More Caps. Where's the burst? There's the heal coming down. Red turret destroyed here in the bottom lane. Jetrix dies almost immediately. Collateral trying to see what he can do. He's not able to do a whole lot. No kills going the way of Spooky up here in the top side. They're going to lose 1-for-0, but they've taken the bot lane turret. Once again, just what I was talking about before this fight. That was an awesome piercing light. Need More Caps shoots it right through Instep and finds his mark straight into the heart of Collateral. Meanwhile, Instep returns the favor, guns him down with the Glitter Lance. Brando trying to avenge his fallen ally, won't quite be able to do so. and that is going to be things ending up 12-9 in the favor of the Panga Empire. Intercourse's spell shield's absolutely on point tonight. Golden Rift's Fear going to be blocked away from that one. He needs a little bit more damage to take Intercourse down. One more Dustbringer's able to do it. Who needs Dustbringer when you got the auto attack? Bubbles trying to finish Brando off. Is she able to do it? Answer is yes. Look at that shuriken spinning. That is the sign of certain death, ladies and gents, as Emperor Panga now has to deal with this on his own. QSS pop from Bubbles, looking to go even deeper. Shurikens will not connect with the auto attacks and the ignite. Should be more than enough to finish that Braum off. One more tick's able to do it, and Bubbles goes up to 7-4. Now Jetrix looking for the cleanup here onto Golden Rift. The Fear is down. Jetrix is going to force to be run away, and now Collateral's not able to get himself in range to pursue it, but Bubbles is here from the flank, and that's going to be a pickoff going the way of Spooky Midnight. 12-13 now, and they're up 10,000 gold. Now, the one thing that we got to talk about that I wasn't able to finish my point on before that huge fight broke out in the top lane, Spooky hasn't been playing for kills. They straight up haven't. Look at the way that last fight went in top. Intercourse was never there because he was too busy bottom lane grabbing another turret. 6 turrets to 0. 2 dragons to 0. Spooky's playing the objective game absolutely wonderfully, and they haven't needed to find the kills to get the objectives. They're always poking their opponents down. They've got Bubbles, who's always being this massive split push threat, and there's no way for their opponents to answer it effectively, and it's getting Spooky so far ahead. Now they're looking to do the Baron. Look at the vision they've got down in the enemy jungle. They're going to know if somebody's coming. They've already got the Baron down oh so low, and that's going to be Baron Nashor going the way of Spooky Midnight. 23 minutes, no contest. So if you're Panga Empire at this point, things have just gone from bad to worse. You were originally down about 5,000 gold. You take a fight in the top lane. Things look good originally. They go sort of okay by the end of it. You lose your bot lane turret, and now you lose Baron. Now you're down 11,500 gold, 23 minutes into the game. Your opponents are baroned up, and the thing is, they've taken everything outside of the base. Panga Empire has no control over this map. Look at the wards. They don't even have that many wards down. Their pinks are all being placed so super defensively. They're all not only in their own jungle, they're in the early stages of their own jungle. They're not being placed far away at all. They're very, very close to the base because they're too afraid to go out any further. Panga is slowly being choked back into this top right corner of the map, and there's nothing they're able to do about it. Golden Rift trying to dive deep onto Intercourse, but the rest of the team is nowhere close enough to follow up. Golden's going to get kited away. Intercourse with plenty of damage. Glacial Fissure comes down. Intercourse still trying to get himself back on this one. Jetrix off to the side. It's a 5v3 for Panga Empire, but they haven't found anything, and Bubbles is here. Mop and bucket at the ready. Cleanup crews on duty. Paste Adrenaline falls. That's going to be Brando going down with him. Emperor Panga about to drop as well. Bubbles drops the death mark. That's going to be 3 for 0 going the way of Spooky. Instep in hot pursuit. Golden Rift trying to get himself away, but what are you going to do when he's got the flash? Jetrix trying to chase down more caps. More caps dodges away from the spear, but Nidalee's running through a brush. He's able to get so much movement speed. Spooky Midnight is going to take down the enemy turrets, at least what's left of them. Things have just gone way too far south here for the Panga Empire. When you commit 5 people mid lane to dive onto 3, you don't get any kills, and you put yourself in a bad enough position to get flanked, you know that that's pretty much the end time. The writing is on the wall, and Spooky Midnight is going to take down 2 inhibitors off the back of that one. 17-13. The kills would suggest this is an even game. The gold count would suggest otherwise, as Spooky Midnight wants to end this sucker nice and early. 25 minutes in, and Nexus turret number 1 will fall. Nexus turret number 2, I don't think you're going to stand much longer. Brando trying to TP in. Just sort of a little cheeky play right there above anything else, I would think. QSS pop from Bubbles, trying to get herself away from Golden Rift. He's going to get juggled around like the side act of the 3-ring circus. He still gets himself away. Instep on a rampage. Panga Empire loses its Emperor as Golden Rift still getting juggled. Instep just face tanking everybody. Wild Growth Lulu more than tanky enough when they're this far ahead in terms of gold. Paste Adrenaline in the middle. Not enough gold to do anything. And ladies and gentlemen, Spooky Midnight wins this one 25 minutes in. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking out this broadcast. Thank you especially to the guys from Spooky Midnight if you're tuning in and watching this one later on YouTube when this is uploaded there, of course. I'm really happy you guys invited me to cast this game. I hope you enjoyed the cast. Panga Empire, if you're watching this game, GG well played. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And to everybody out there, please, if you have any comments, any sort of questions, any suggestions, any cool stuff like that, feel free to leave me a message in the comments section below. Let me know what you think. And of course, check out any of the other videos on the channel if that's the kind of thing that suits your fancy. Once again, I'm Captain Flowers. I'm an aspiring shoutcaster. I'm trying to do this for real, so I'm trying to cast every single opportunity I have. If you know of any tournaments, big type events, anything, small type events, whatever it is, they need casters, you let me know, because I'm always looking to get my voice out there and get myself heard. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll catch you next time.